Alright, y'all. Now, I actually intended to do a video working on looking at some of the crazy parts that are added, just little bits in the recent charts, because some people have asked me about what they thought about Iolite Sky and what they thought about the charts to La Cinquantaine, in which I started to get ready to do that video, and then I realized that they had re-uploaded and changed some of the steps to Iolite Sky's hidden double. So we're actually just going to take a look at that instead. I've been told that it is much harder now. I don't know how much has changed. We're going to take a look at it. So let's just go. Let's just go. Sort of the same thing that I was talking about before. You sort of keep in mind where your feet are, and you just sort of plan out where you're going to go, right? I know the BPM of this is not perfect. Most players would probably have this faster if they were playing this. The other version that I saw was probably a 23 or maybe even a 24, and I've been told that it's much harder now. I'm not seeing anything really different. And it's annoying, but nothing super bad. This is sort of an extension of those things we were seeing before in charts like Feel My Happiness. But having to do it off and on like that, do one that has the extra notes in it, like the brackets, and then do one that doesn't. Was that a 64th note? I mean, it should be at 30 seconds because this chart is half a set that should be. For some reason, they didn't put it at 180. I haven't noticed anything different. I'm sure there's probably a little bit changed, but I haven't seen anything different since the other version that I looked at. Excuse me? That one also changed. Those are all freezes, too. Okay, so there's a couple of little pieces that sort of go back to the things that I wanted to... No, don't show me primetime. Go back to the things that I wanted to show about... let me turn this down just a little bit. The things that I wanted to show about... how you plan to do some of these crazy parts. But now we can't even do that anymore. Now we just have to talk about this crazy part because this crazy part makes it look like a 25 to me. Like, you're not going to clear that unless you have a plan. You have to study that. And if you have to study that and also do all of these crazy one-footings, or crazy, run, hit the brackets like the Feel My Happiness rolling brackets, hit 2 normal steps, and then hit the brackets again. The only chart I can think of that does stuff like that is actually for Queen of the Red. It has some bracket, step, bracket. So we're going to get to those in just a second. That right there. Okay, so just to go ahead and... this one's normal. Okay. So what you're looking to do here is this sort of thing where you're going to hit rolling bracket. The left foot's going to hit the yellow and red ones. The right foot's going to hit the blue ones, right? Roll, step, roll. That's really hard to do. Like, turning it on and off like that is really hard to do. You're going to very often, you're going to mash that one, and you're going to get bads on these 2 arrows right here because you just kept hitting, you're just going to keep hitting all 4 of them and get bads or goods on these 2. That's going to happen quite often. I think that's going to happen to a lot of people. Also, just because of how hard it is to read, you're going to see a lot, especially that one, because you're kind of, the rest of them you've been facing forward for, right? You've been facing towards the direction you're going to look. This one is going to go backwards. Your left foot's going to hit yellow and blue, and your right foot's going to hit the top 2 reds. But that's backwards. You're going to run towards that direction that you're back to. So that's a backwards facing run. That's going to be much harder to read for a lot of people. Just you'll automatically do it wrong. You know what I mean? At least they're consistent when you do that, like roll, step, roll. You're only hitting the front 2, the part that the forward part of your foot is on. So not where your heel is, but where the ball of your foot is the one that you're going to roll. You're going to hit the front 2, and then you're going to roll again. It's been pretty consistent about that. No, never mind. There was one where your left heel hits. Okay, so I mean this is a very tech-heavy 23. So that's a 30-second note, but again, it's half the speed that it should be. This should be just 180. I don't know why they put it at 90 BPM. We're all just going to use AV anyway, so it doesn't make that much difference. Do these line up right here? Do these two line up? Is this a jump? This is a jump, right? For some reason, when I saw this the first time, I thought it was red, blue, red. I thought it was which would be a 30-second note, but technically, because the chart is written at 90 BPM, it would be a 64th note. But it looks like this is a jump. I think this is just a jump. It's just da-da-da. So let's back that one more time. Let's, yeah. So that's weird, but it's not, that's the breakdown, and you're not going to get misses in there anyway if you're taking real attempts at this. Because the rest of this is so crazy. Okay, this isn't it. All right, so there's bracket, bracket. This is starting to get hard. Now you're going to hit bracket, the two blues, the bottom, the two blues, the blue and the yellow, the two blues, the red and the yellow. Da-da-da-da. So you're hitting a bracket, and then you're hitting another bracket. Blues, bracket at the bottom, blues, bracket at the top, and go right back into the run. All right. Okay, this looks simpler than it seems. Okay, it looks nuts when you look at it the first time, but let's go ahead and look at exactly where your feet are going to go. All right, so it starts on that left foot. It starts on the bracket, red, bracket, red, bracket, red, bracket, red. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to turn around. Instead of going to this red again, you're going to that yellow. Turn around, and then it's red and... Okay, one more time. It's going to be really weird trying to do it in, coming in from the rest of that note. This is crazy. Because you've already done that. Okay. And then that thing right there at the end, that little toe tap, is even frustrating. Because you're gonna come around, you're gonna do this double pat M run over here. You're gonna get back to this blue, like where your heel's on this blue, and then you have to tap and be ready to toe drop with the front of that. So blue, red, yellow, red, and this freeze stays down. That's just frustrating. So that whole combination is the part that's gonna be crazy. So the first half of it, you're just going to stay facing left. We can do this slow, actually. This is a good one to turn this slow down on. And unfortunately, this is the way you learn stuff, right? One more time. I promise you, I'm going to drop some of these freezes. Especially if it's not particularly well synced, because a lot of these, the freezes have been a little bit late recently. A lot of songs, the freezes have been a little bit late recently, and I'm very afraid of stuff like that. Because then I'd move too early, and I drop a lot of freezes. This is nuts. Like I say, this looks like maybe even a 25, just because of that crazy part. They have a tendency to rate tech charts a little bit lower, so speed charts usually get more of a higher rating, and then tech charts have a tendency to be a little bit lower, so it wouldn't surprise me if they still call this a 24, but this looks like a 25 to me. there was something in the ending that I wanted to talk about. Oh, right. Let's go ahead and look at that very last kick right there at the end. So we actually talked a little bit about this as well. This thing right here, the place where you have to land it, your left foot has to bracket the two blues, right? And your right foot's on red. So when you look at this ending, your left foot is already stuck, right? It's got to be where your toes are on this blue to be on this freeze. So you've got basically two options here. You're either going to hit yellow with this, with this foot that's on that side, reach that foot over and then cross for the ending and just go yellow, heel kick, drop. So, which is going to make you move that foot real fast, but might be your best option. Your other option is to foot switch on a freeze with two toe drops, which is just as stupid, right? So you're here in this spot where this one's on red, this one's holding both blues. You hit the yellow, this foot moves from where it is, you have your toe down, you put the heel on the freeze, tap, switch feet on it, tap, so that you bracket with the other foot on both blues and then go. So either one of those is really, really weird. There's a lot of weird tech here. Yeah, I would not be surprised if this comes out as a 25. I would not be surprised if they call it a 24. If they somehow rate it lower than that, they're nuts. Like, they're absolutely nuts. Before they put in that crazy part, before when the freezes were a little bit easier, I would be okay with 23, 24. Now it's 24, 25, and I would err on the high side of that. This is crazy. We're getting some absolutely nuts, just crazy turns in some of these. I'm not even going to touch Listen and Contain. I think this is enough. Just studying these is going to make everybody crazy. Yeah, you say that these are just for the top level competitors, but like, there's so many people now that play at this Expert 1 kind of level. So this is not that rare anymore. There's going to be a significant number of people looking at this thing. So one more time through it and then I'll call it. It's the only hope that we have here, right, is if all of these are just freezes. If they're just freezes and they don't have a step at the beginning of them, maybe people could just hold all 6, right? I don't think that's likely, but that's possible. Excuse me. You'd still have to turn around at the end because you're facing sort of left-ish when you start. You're facing this way, and then you need to turn around and come out of it facing the other way. Your left foot is on red and your right foot's on blue coming out of it. So you'd still have to turn around even if you found a way to just hold all the freezes. That's crazy. Dude, this chart is nuts. I'm excited. I'm super excited. This is going to be a lot of time next week devoted to this thing because I like the song. I like the chart, but it looks like it's going to be crazy. Yeah, let me know if there's any of the rest of these you want me to take a look at. I'm not going to look at mission charts. I will not look at those ahead of time, but if there's anything else that I need to sort of, help make a plan to get through, let me know, because I'm excited by this part, and I know nobody else is excited by this part. More tomorrow. Bye!